Hey friends, Joey Resendez here. So this is the tutorial video for the Tmea 2021-2022 Saxophone Etude number 3. This is Fairling Etude number 32. C sharp minor. Be sure, if you're going to watch this video, be sure that you have your measures numbered, as I'll probably be referring to some measure numbers in here. So first things first. Get the scale under your fingers. This is C sharp minor. I would suggest practicing the harmonic minor, basically a C sharp to C sharp, using the key signature that you have here, 4 sharps, like an E major, but you're starting on C sharp. And then I would add one more sharp to that, the 7th note, B. I would change the B natural. I'm sorry, the B natural to a B sharp. So it gives that T-do motion going from the B sharp to the C sharp. Now it's going to be a little awkward going from an A to a B sharp. That's a minor third. Is a little bit of a wider interval that you're used to playing in a scale. But that's the scale that this etude is based on. And I would practice that all full range of your horn all the way down. The lowest note you could play on there is a B sharp on the bottom of the horn because you don't have a low A. Also practice the arpeggio: C sharp, E natural, G sharp, up to a high E, and then back down to C sharp. Okay, so it's 3/8, 3 beats to the measure. Ultimately, when you go full tempo, it's going to be 1 beat to the bar. I think the upper range on the metronome limit is 72. It's not terribly fast, but it's a good clip. Okay. Really important. The biggest piece of advice I could give to you when you first starting this etude is to make sure that you practice it in 8th notes. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2. It goes a little bit contrary to the groupings. You have groups of 3 over much of this etude. But I would really suggest you practice it in 8th notes. 2 notes to the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay? So, and then once you get to a faster tempo, then you could start doing that six notes to the beat or the full measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bum, 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 bum. Alrighty? So, to begin with, 1, 2. So, and really, I wouldn't say accent the articulations, but just do make sure that that we can hear you articulate. And another thing to note in here, there are hardly any dynamics. I have a forte to begin with. And then I have a forte at the start of the 3rd line, and I really don't have anything else. I'm not going to sit here and go through every single line and phrase and say you need a crescendo here, decrescendo here. You need to work that on your own with your private teacher. I could just kind of maybe give you some suggestions. I would really kind of follow the contour of the line, okay? And just to start out with, at least. And then chromatic passages are really big vehicles for either getting louder or getting softer. I would also make sure I would end really strongly. So, so from the beginning. B natural is the same as C sharp. Excuse me, I almost said C sharp. B sharp is the same as C natural, correct? B sharp is enharmonic tone of C natural, okay? And the little X's that you have there, double sharps on that F in the 2nd bar. In case you don't know, that's a double sharp. So instead of it raising it 1/2 step, we're raising that 2/2 steps. You'll almost always see double sharps in conjunction with chromatic passages. Excuse me. So in the second measure, you got the A, G sharp, F double sharp, which is 1/2 step lower, and then a G sharp in the next bar. Alrighty. I would kind of get softer there at the, and then I could come back up. See what I mean by following the contour of the line? Okay, and then we come here to measure 17. This is the start of the third line. And we have these things that Fairling puts all over the book. We have the trill and then 2 graces that follow it. I personally, and this is another great reason why I would practice this in eighth notes to start off with. 1 trill and then the grace notes. So really, what is a 1 trill? It's a mordant, right? So I'm playing these trills as a mordant. A mordant is a little squiggle. Like, you ever seen that before? You see that a lot of times in Baroque music. Little boop, looks like a sideways Z. And it's a 1 trill. Make sure you start on the E, F sharp, E, and then that's it. And then you go to the grace notes. And we're gonna meld those together into 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're done. Then you go right to the next note, which in this case is a high D. And all that fits into 1/8 note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A really big point to make there is to make sure that you start around the downbeat. There's no kind of lead in before the downbeat. Right on the downbeat. Don't be early. Technically, if you try to put a true trill in there and do 2, you're not going to play in time. You're going to be late. You barely have enough time to play those 5 notes. So, and then going and that's really going at a slow tempo. What I was just doing right there. And then imagine full tempo. I mean, it's going to fly by. So 1 trill and the graces, 5 note figure into that 1/8 note. See that chromatic passage right there I just played? That's a good vehicle to give for a crescendo right here. So going back 4 bars, this is measure 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'll probably do a crescendo right here and then for decrescendo for 2 bars and crescendo for 2 bars. Okay, and then right here into the measure 25. Articulations throughout here, whenever you do have articulated passages, like right there, that scale coming down, they need to be light and bouncy. Don't try to play short. The speed of the Etude is going to take care of the length of the notes. Nice and bouncy. You could elect in measure 25 to do a side D right there, using just your high E flat key. It's up to you. It could be useful. And then right here, 25, 26, 28, 29, you have these arpeggios. You got G major, and then B major. A sharp right there. Make sure you use the side key. No, don't slide off the bis. You don't want to do that. This is too fast for that stuff. Maybe not too fast for some, but I would never do it. All right, here the second half of the Etude, measure 33. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line. You could probably start this one. Excuse me. You could probably start this one a little bit slower. No, I'm starting sort of slower. softer. Great part about this is you've already played this music, right? You probably don't, and for that reason, you definitely don't want to play it the same as the beginning, because then it gets really repetitive. So maybe take this one and like at least a dynamic, maybe even two dynamic softer to create some contrast there. Or where was I? Then I'm going to start right here, measure 41. This is the next line down. All right, and these fun three measures or so, measure 48, 7, 46. Starting measure 45, we have this arpeggio, C minor arpeggio. And then we have the A to the double sharp, to the F double sharp, G natural. And then down to the F double sharp again. And then when you go to this G sharp before the low C sharp, I would play the G sharp with my C sharp key. So we're not having to have to jump down to that C sharp. So all these keys right here will play a G sharp. Okay? So you can just put down your right hand to get that C sharp, so you're not having to fumble around. Make sure you tongue that low C sharp. And then measure 49 here, we have a fairly standard right here. We have a diminished arpeggio. Diminished arpeggios are groups of, or stacks of minor thirds. Minor thirds are 3 half steps. So minor third, 3 half steps. All the way up to the high D. Then we're back to our key here. Another diminished arpeggio right here. Just one for one bar though. Same thing here when you're going down here in measure 56. Use your low C sharp going down for the G sharp, so you don't have to flip and try to find that key for the downbeat in measure 57. And I would probably leave my C sharp key down, my low C sharp key down for the duration of measure 57. It's going to raise the A a little bit, but not so much that anyone's going to notice. So you're just ready for it for the low C sharp in the next bar, measure 58. And then right here, measure 57, 8, 9, 60, measure 61. Same deal. Use your low C sharp key for both those G sharps. And this makes it a whole lot easier. Then for that high C sharp that ends the etude, put down your right hand. It will lower that pitch, and high C sharp is almost always sharp on pretty much all alto saxophones. So really, that's kind of a crash course on this etude. Don't try to play it too fast. 72 is a good tempo. I mean, that's the max on the range there. I think one could probably get away with 76 or something like that. So, I mean, I wouldn't be offended if I heard it just a little bit faster. But, 72 is a good benchmark, though. Okay? And again, with the dynamics, I didn't show you a whole lot with the dynamics, but just get with your private teacher and put some hairpin dynamics in there, and you should be good. Like I said, follow the contour of the line. If you're not taking lessons or anything like that, or kind of want to do your own thing, follow the contour of the line. Chromatic passages are good vehicles for getting louder, getting softer. So thanks for watching. Good luck, and get to practicing, guys. All right, bye.